Okay.
Good evening. I am Abu Bakr Siddiqui, head teacher, Talipur Adarsha High School, Keranigঞ্জ, Dhaka. Also, I am the joint secretary, uh, Bangladesh Teachers Union. That means Bangladesh Shiক্ষক Union. Today, we are going to we are going to discuss through our live talk show with distinguished uh, persons here. Especially, I would like to mention the name of Masum Billah sir, and he is the BRAC Education Program Manager, and also he is a renowned person in Cadet College also. And step to step, we will be introduced with one another, and also the audience will also mm, be knowledgeable regarding today's topic. Our today's topic is how to be a good teacher. And also, we have another honorable person, Abul Bashar Hawladar, Chairman, Bangladesh Teachers Union. Uh, Today, I would like to, first of all, I would like to serve the vote of thanks to our Masum Billah sir, and also I would like to request our Masum Billah sir to introduce himself, and also he will introduce the today's topic, ways of becoming good teacher. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Should I start? Should I give my introduction first?
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Dear audience, by this time you have come to know my name from Abu Bakr Siddiqui sir. Basically, I'm a teacher like you. I used to teach in several cadet colleges. And before cadet college, I started my teaching career at Ghatal Cantonment College. After Ghatal Cantonment College, I joined Sylhet Cadet College. And from Sylhet, I was transferred to Kumilla Cadet College. And once again, I was transferred from Kumilla to Mirzapur Cadet College, right? A big portion of my teaching career, I had to spend with uniformed people. Then I saluted Cadet College and joined Rajuk Uttara Model College. Of course, it is almost like a cadet college, not fully cadet college, but the principal of Rajuk Uttara Model College is a full army officer with uniform, but it is not cadet college. And by this time, I used to work in Bangladesh Open University also for 1 year. And currently, I have been working with BRAC education program and posted in the head office. And I look after teachers training. BRAC conducts teachers training for the teachers of English, mathematics, science, and management training for the head teachers and SMC. And I look after these trainings. And I look after another wing, which is known as Medha Bikash. Medha Bikash is a program, or Medha Bikash is a wing of BRAC education. It gives scholarship to the students who are studying in higher education in Bangladesh, in different universities, medical colleges, agricultural colleges. This is about me, and I love writing columns for the teachers, for students, and for myself also. That means in the field of education, I conduct research, I have interest, and I produce articles. I write different kinds of writings on education. That's all from me. Now, should I jump into our topic, today's topic, or Siddiqui sir?
Sir, you may just highlight the flavor of today's topic, and after having introduction of Bashar sir, then we'll go to the elaborate discussion.
Okay.
Just
yes. Okay. Thank you very much. So far, I have come to learn that how a teacher should be a good teacher. That means effective teacher, right? And similarly, English teachers occupy a significant position in the whole teaching community of Bangladesh. English teachers are evaluated different in the society, in the country, right? They should have some exclusive qualities. And how a teacher can acquire those qualities, we'll talk about this most probably, right? I think so. So let us wait for that discussion before Before that, let us learn something from Principal Abul Bashar sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and for your nice introduction about regarding to this topic. And I am drawing attention to our President Abul Bashar Haladar, sir.
Thank you all. Here present a specialist teacher and a researcher and master trainer and co-trainer and a famous teacher, an experienced, vast experienced teacher, Mr. Matsum Billah, and he is engaged in various training program to make teachers active, teachers quality, and here present Mr. Abu Bakr Siddiqui. He is also a master trainer of English, and he is also engaged in BRAC, a veteran NGO of Bangladesh. I think today's topic, ways of becoming a good English teacher. Mainly, we think first, who is a good teacher, and then we mention a good English teacher. Here, a good teacher means, I think, he has knowledge, integrity, and accountability of his profession, and to teach the students in order to make them good citizen in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, it is true that our teachers are not enjoying the attractive profession, and so it is the main reason, I think, our teachers are not developed like America, Europe, and other developed countries. In America, the teachers are engaged in teaching profession, and they don't consider about their salary and their payment. They think that their profession is teaching, and how it should be fruitful for the student, and always they think for their students how they become the good citizen in the country. But in Bangladesh, there are many types of teaching staffs, many kinds of institutions. There are government or not government, private, and many other type of institutions and teachers, and their standards are different. And so our teachers standard and teachers fitness is to mention difficult. So I think a good English teacher is important for our country, especially in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is now a developing country. I think it's an underdeveloped country, and their English as an international language. We uh, 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 have to say that English is the main key, main theme to develop our country, and English should be developed by our teachers, and our teachers should be good English teachers. And there are some barriers and difficulties to make English teachers. Our teaching profession or any other teaching profession, English or any other subject, is not attractive here, and our teachers are not interested to come to this the profession, and so our teacher is not made is appropriately not only in English but also other subject and other uh, matters. And our there are some NGOs like Barak and other some NGOs. They try to develop our English teachers and managerial management teachers and the head teachers or principals training, and but their step should be um, uh, fruitful in Bangladesh, but our government, mainly Ministry of Education, take steps to upgrade the standard of English teachers, and this is not sufficient in Bangladesh. And so, a teacher should be a good teacher, and an English teacher should be a good English teacher. Here, the teacher himself tries to get a good English teacher, and he works hard for his the profession and how to teach English, and the lacking of the students, the hidden problems of the student, he uh, uh, always thinks for the student, and his knowledge of English should be improved in various ways. There are four skills we know: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and other system of teaching. All the side a teacher should be developed himself, and our agencies, mainly our authority, Ministry of Education and their wings, SESIP and other training programs should take a step the upgrade to upgrade the English teachers standard. And so I said before that the Barak, a veteran NGO, they take steps to upgrade the standard of English teachers here, and the Mr. Masum Billah, his contribution to the country, to the teachers, is very much appreciating, and so there are there are so many Masum Billahs in Bangladesh. Not only one Masum Billah. We saw many number of Masum Billahs in Bangladesh. Thousands of Masum Billah. We need. And in this way, we improve our English teachers and their profession. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your nice presentation regarding introduction to this topic. Uh, Actually, I would like to go to our honorable Masum Billah sir. Yeah, it is known to all that he is a regular columnist regarding education program in covering the news of Bangladesh education or worldwide education sector. Here, one thing is here, that is quality of a good teacher. We know there are 5 qualities, generally 5 qualities of a teacher should have with him or her. Ability to teach, or patience, or knowledge, or dedication, or ability to engaging the students, learners in real life situation. But we know, sir, these are the qualities of a good teacher. But my query is that how we can applicable this type of quality. to our Honorable Masudullah sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and the audience. Right. Before jumping into the principal topic of today, I like to focus on two things. Right. First, you see, we are producing huge number of doctors every year from private medical colleges and national medical colleges. I mean, government medical colleges, right? And another picture, side by side, you see another picture. Hundreds and thousands of patients are going to India, Singapore, and Thailand for treatment. Can you follow me? We are producing hundreds and thousands of doctors every year. On the other hand, hundreds and thousands of patients are going to India, Thailand, and Singapore for receiving treatment. Why? It's a big question. And this question should be asked by us to our teaching community also. We have lots of doctors. Even then, why we are going to other countries to receive treatment? First of all, our doctors don't take any feedback from the patients, whether the patients are receiving
Sorry to interrupt you in the midway to your speaking. Sir, would you take aside your right hand side for showing your image in the screen? And you know
now
that.
You can see.
Yes. Yes,
now,
sir.
okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay,
Yes.
keep continuing, sir.
Yes. I was talking about, that means feedback. Feedback is a significant way of professional development. Whatever profession you belong to, we need to receive feedback, right? As our doctors don't receive feedback from the patients are going to India for receiving treatment. But feedback is essential for any kind of profession. Even a tea seller who is selling tea beside the station or beside the road, he asks you, sir, how is the tea? After serving you a cup of tea, he will ask you, sir, how is the tea? That means he is asking for feedback, whether the tea is okay. That means all the ingredients are mixed properly or not. If you say, yes, everything is okay, but most probably you have added a little bit more sugar, that means then he becomes careful. The next time when I will make a cup of tea, sugar should be given, less amount of sugar should be added. That means he becomes careful, right? Similarly, when any kind of dish is cooked at your home, your wife or your sister or your bhabhi will ask you, how was the pulao, right? How tasty was it? That means she's asking for feedback. If you say everything was okay, bhabhi, but most probably you could boil it a little bit more time. That means everything was okay, but the rice was a little bit tough. Tough means shokto, right? Everything was okay, but rice was a little bit tough. That means she has become careful. When next time I will cook pulao, I'll have to be careful about cooking. I'll have to be careful about boiling of the rice, right? In this way, every time and everywhere, we need to receive feedback. That means you cannot certify yourself, what you are giving, what you are doing. You cannot certify that it is the best one. You will have to receive feedback. You will have to receive opinion from the people around you. That means we are teachers. When we are conducting classes for the students, we need to learn. It is absolutely necessary to learn, to receive feedback from the learners, from the teachers, from the students, and from the authority, how I am doing. The subject I'm teaching, whether the students are digesting it, whether they are receiving it well or not, and how my delivery of teaching is taken by the authority, how this thing is taken by my colleagues. This is why we need to receive feedback from the students, from our colleagues, from our authority, and even from the people around us, right? They will certify that yes, you are doing good, but your voice was not audible to the students who is sitting at the back of the room. Then you become careful, raise your voice, right? And sometimes you are speaking good English, but most of the students don't understand. In that situation, you will have to check whether your students are following you or not. If you see that they cannot follow you, you can change your way of speaking, right? In this way, every time and everywhere, we need to receive feedback if we want to become a good teacher. But what we usually do, we have been teaching for 27 years, 25 years, but not a single day we ask about our way of teaching, how much it is fruitful, how much it is effective, how much it is giving benefit to the students. We never ask them, right? Rather, we think that what I am giving, what I am doing the best. But you yourself, I cannot certify myself. I am to be certified by the people around me. I am to be certified by the people for whom I am doing the work, for whom I am conducting the class, right? In this way. Right. This is one point. Feedback is a big area on which I need to conduct a full class. I like to focus on another thing. Bashar sir was talking about there are 4 skills in any language, right? And the skills are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. First of all comes the listening skill, right? While first of all listening skill occupies the significant portion of our communication, of our everyday communication. When we listen, we listen. When we write something, we listen. When we read something, we listen, right? Even when we sleep, we listen. What people are talking about me, whether they're plotting against me, whether they're praising me, right? This is why I become careful, even in the sleep, what they're talking about. That means most of the time we listen, and listening covers 40% of our everyday communication. You see, if you consider our communication 100%, out of this 100%, 40% of our communication is covered by listening. Why listening? Every time you listen, until you go to deep sleep, you listen every time. And until and unless you listen to somebody carefully, you cannot answer, you cannot respond properly, you cannot write, right? You cannot read until and unless you listen to someone very carefully. And listening covers 40% of our communication. Then comes speaking. Most of the time we speak. Can we think of
Sir, before going to
yes,
our speaking, and one thing is proved that our learners can understand rather than they can say, because here is the listening skill is very much important, and priority basis it should come first. Thank you, sir.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. Then comes speaking. Can you think of a day on which you will not speak at all? No. Can you think of several hours in which you will not speak at all? No. Every time, everywhere we speak. We speak in the classroom, we speak outside the classroom, we speak in the kitchen, we speak in the dining room, we speak in the drawing room. Every time, everywhere we speak. What are you doing? How are you? Are you taking tea? Have you prepared yourself? Are you going to market? In this way, continuously, we communicate with each other through speaking, right? Either somebody is asking you questions and you're answering, or you're asking them questions, or you're gathering different sorts of information. That means we are speaking. And speaking covers 35% of our everyday communication, right? You see, 40% listening and 35% is speaking. Writing covers only 16% of our communication. And sorry, reading covers 16% of our everyday communication, and writing covers 9% of our everyday communication. Now, let us come to a calculation. 40% listening and 30%, 35% speaking. That means 75% listening and speaking covers. But when we learn English, when we teach English to our students, do we bother about listening or speaking? We don't bother. Neither the guardians, nor the school or college authorities, nor the government, nor the students, even not the teachers, no authority. They don't bother about 75% skills are absolutely off from our educational situation, from our education system, from our way of teaching English to the students. You see, listen to me very carefully, my dear colleagues. 75% of our communication, 75% of our significant skills are not touched, are not tested, are not assessed, are not bothered by the teachers, not by the students, not by the guardians, not by the authority, nor by the government. You see, we are bothering about only 25% skills. What is that? Only reading 16% and 9% writing. And our whole education system, our whole teaching and learning English, our whole assessment system depends on only 25% skill, right? And on the basis of this 25% skill, we assess our students that, oh, you have got GPA 5 in English. That means you are master in English. You have excelled in English. You know everything in English. When we give 80% or 90% marks in English to a student, it means that he has mastered in English, isn't it? But it's a serious fun, you see. We are not touching 75% of our skill. Now, I am giving you another example. How many legs are there in a chair? There are 4 legs in a chair, right? And can you follow me? There are 4 legs in a chair. Now, if you divide this 100% communication among the 4 legs of the chair, each leg gets 25%, right? Now, if one leg of a chair is broken or one leg of a chair is missing, can we say it's a good chair? We cannot say, right? If 2 legs of a chair are missing, that means 50% communication or 50% ingredient of a chair are missing. Can we say it's a good chair? No, it is not a chair at all. When 2 legs of a chair are missing, that very chair cannot stand. It always become in this way, right? And when 3 legs of a chair, that means 75% communication, 75% ingredients of a chair are missing, you cannot say it is chair at all. আমরা কি সেটাকে চেয়ার বলতে পারি? We cannot say. When it is English, you see 75% ingredients, 75% skills, 75% significant points are absolutely missing. We are not touching, we are not bothering about, we are not teaching, we are not touching, we are not talking, but we are giving them a big certificate. Oh, you have got 90% marks in English. You have got 80% marks in English. How fun it is. It's a serious fun.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
In the middle of your speaking, sorry for interrupting you. One thing is, who will get this responsibility to cover this program?
I could not hear you because your mic was off, probably. I could not hear you. Now, can you repeat the question?
Can I repeat? Can I repeat, sir? Am I audible now?
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
who will take this respective responsible for covering up this problem and for solution?
It's a big talk, sir. It's a long talk. I am today I am not here to find out the solutions. That will come another day, right? I am just focusing on 2 points. First of all, I asked my audience, what was that? We are producing hundreds and thousands of doctors every year, whereas hundreds and thousands and even lakhs of people are going abroad for receiving treatment. Why? My question was to the audience. And second time, we are teaching English. And you see, 99% students of our country are passing in English, isn't it? Last year and 2019, 99% students passed in the board examination in English. What does it mean? It means there is no scope or there is very little scope to improve the situation of English. Is it the fact actually? Is it the real picture of English? 99% students pass
Not.
English. How they pass? What is the pass mark? What is the fun? We are not passing two significant skills, listening and speaking. We are bothering about, we are teaching. We are concerned about only 25% skill of English. The institutions, guardians, the whole teaching community, and actually the whole teaching or whole education system of our country is bothering about only 25% skills of English. But we are giving them certificate, you are master in English, because you have got 90% marks in English. How fun! And we are here, English teachers are here to find out the causes. And before finding out the causes, first of all, we should understand whether we should play this fun anymore or what we should do. We should ask ourselves, and then we should ask other people. First of all, we should ask ourselves what we are doing. Can you follow my questions?
Yes, sir.
That means we are bothering about only
Thank you, sir.
25% skills.
Sir, I am coming
Yeah.
coming you again, and
Yeah.
here same question for our honorable president, Bangladesh Teachers Union, who will get the responsibility for avoiding this 75% skill practice. Who will get this responsibility, sir? Up to you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Masumilla is absolutely right about his suggestion and talking. Here, 75% lag behind to learn English. I think it is the fault of our education system. And there are 40,000 institutions, school, college, madrasa, and other institutions in Bangladesh, government, imperial state, and other private institutions. All the institutions are controlled by our government. That means Ministry of Education, and their curriculum and system of teaching learning English is not appropriate for the standard of English. I suggestion about it, some suggestions. Every institutional headmaster or principal should be an English teacher, or he should have much knowledge in English, because he monitors the classes and all the English teachers of his institutions. But we know that about 80% institutions head are not English teachers, and they have not much knowledge of English. So
Sir,
our English
sorry, sir.
teacher,
Sorry, sir. Sir,
our English,
most of the head teachers are avoiding this practicing or listening or speaking.
most of the head teachers,
My question is that our government in the textbook mentioned some areas in the textbook for practicing listening and speaking skill, but we are avoiding this. And why? How we can overcome this problem, sir?
listening
In our
and
textbook, it is
speaking.
mentioned, but we are not applying this real life situation. What should be done in this?
Evolution, thank you. Our evolution system of marking for pass mark or A plus mark or 90%, 100% marks is not depend on a 75% skills, listening, speaking. Our classroom is not speaking English speaking zone. Our teachers don't speak in English in the class, especially our English teachers, and they are listening skills. They are they deprive the student of a listening system. A listening skill is very necessary for our English learning, English teaching and learning system. And every teacher should have the idea of a listening system. How is a listening important and why is necessary for our student and teachers. If our teacher, English teachers are not trained here, what is the important of a listening skill. And so we again and again we draw attention to the speaker to understand his speaking, but our listening is not developed, and so we can't understand the speaking of the speaker. And so our curriculum and textbook is not listening based. Uh, and so our education system curriculum of English should be improved about the 75% skill, 75% skill of English learning, listening, speaking. And our teachers are not aware of these skills. And so there is
Sir,
no
sir,
sufficient
sir,
monitoring. And there
drawing your attention, sir.
sorry, huh?
Sir, but our system of education, our textbook already it is developed, but we are not applying in real life situation. What can be
Our
done in this
education
sector?
system is not developed. Very weak system, very weak textbook. Our curriculum and writers are not expert in writing English book. Our English book, English system is very weak. This is not for the the fruitful books, fruitful for the students. And so our curriculum should be changed, and our English teachers must be trained up so much. And a very good master trainer we need. And our English teachers and our head teachers, our principal should be trained. He may be a philosopher, maybe a Bangla teacher, or maybe math teacher, but he should have the English knowledge of English, and he should be trained in English and how to teach the students in schools and other institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll come you to later on. And here is that, and we have some preparations, and as an English teacher, and we have some lackings, we have some shortcomings. But my question is that how we can easily get the knowledge, or how can we can be knowledgeable for applying our teaching profession or in real life situation and practically how we can be a good English teacher. If you mention that will be very much beneficial for the viewers. Thank you, sir. Masum Billah, sir.
Thank you. Before answering your questions directly, I should finish the rest part of my question. The question was reading 16% and 9% writing, right? Now, what happens in terms of reading? Usually, we choose particular lessons from the text, maybe 5 or 6 lessons only. Why? Only questions are set in the internal for the internal exam or in the public examination. Only several lessons are selected. Several lessons are taken for developing questions. And we as teachers also deal with only these several lessons. And beyond these several lessons, if we ask any questions to our students or even we ask them to read, they cannot read in most of the cases. And what about writing? Writing also, particular paragraphs or particular essays, they memorize and the answer in the examination script, or we can say the vomit on the examination script, right? Suppose Zoot or your school, they know this thing will be said this year and they memorize, right? But if you suddenly ask them to write a paragraph on your grandmother, they cannot write because they did not take preparation. And it was not important for this year. It usually happens. Now, what a teacher can do, your question was what a teacher can do. A teacher can do a lot of things, even though it is not in the examination system, it is not in the assessment, it is not in the public examination. But a teacher, if he or she is really sincere, if he is really effective teacher, if he wants to improve his own English and the English of his students, definitely he can do a lot. Suppose listening, how he or she can develop the listening skill of the students, right? Many people say there is no language lab in our school, how we can improve, how we can try to practice listening skill in the classroom. We cannot do that. Many teachers say. But a teacher can do, what is that? Just a lesson from the text. The lesson he's going to deal with in the classroom today. He'll take serious preparation. He'll read out the lesson very carefully with good pronunciation and intonation, right? And after entering into the classroom, he will tell the students that I'm going to read out the lesson today. You listen to me very carefully and you should find out the answers I have produced on the board. That means on the board, the teacher will write 3 or 4 questions on the lesson he is going to deal with in the classroom today. But students will not look at the text, right? Teacher will read out the text very nicely, 3, 4, 5 times, right? With good pronunciation, with good intonation. It will give them manifold benefits to the students. Number one, students will be careful in the classroom. They will remain silent in the classroom because sir is giving something new to us. Number two, they will not talk to each other because they will be ready to find out the answers already written on the board from their listening to the teacher, right? And side by side, they learn the pronunciation of different words. And finally, it will develop their listening skill gradually. Listening skill cannot be developed overnight, cannot be changed quickly. Students need to practice. Yeah. So a teacher, what a teacher can do, the same lesson, what he's going to do, what he's going to deal with, what he's going to deliver, the same lesson can be read by him several times. And students will not look at the text. They will listen to the teacher and try to find out the answers. These questions are known as focus questions. Teacher will write 3 or 4 focus questions and students will try to find out the questions from their listening. And teacher will say again and again, have you got the questions, my dear students? Some students will say, yes, sir. But all students will not be able to find out the answers so quickly. So he will ask them, should I read the text again? Should I read the text again? And students will say, yes, sir, yes. So let me read out and listen to me very carefully. He will read out the text smoothly, right? Slowly. Now, have you got the questions? Yes, sir. Most of the students will say, still not 100%. Then again, he will say, that means he's taking feedback. He's checking whether all the students are listening, whether all the students are listening to him, whether all the students are following him. This is why he'll read again. Now I am reading you again. Listen to me and try to find out the answers. He'll read the text again, right? It is a new kind of delivery of class that will definitely make the students interested in the class. That will definitely develop the listening skill. That will definitely help them write the answers because they're listening one text again and again, right? They're learning the pronunciation of different words. So a teacher can do it. And the government, the education officers will not stand in the way of it. তারা কোনো বাধা দিবে না। Rather, they will appreciate. They will praise the teachers. A teacher can do it easily. And the teacher himself is getting developed through this process because he's reading, he's learning the pronunciation, and he's taking the text also in his brain again and again. Similarly, speaking is fundamental to human communication. Speaking is very much contagious until and unless the teacher speaks good English. He or she can never expect that his students will speak good English. You should know how to speak good English. You will have to practice a lot. What you will have to practice? What I am to practice? The thing I am going to deliver today. The lesson I am going to deliver today. On the basis of the lesson, on the basis of the topic I am going to deal with in the classroom, I will have to talk different things on the basis of that particular topic. That will make the students interested. That will help the students understand the topic very much well, and they'll and this kind of class will make them interested. This class will be much fruitful and effective, and what I should say, communicative. Teaching is not one-way communication. Teaching is two-way communication. Students will ask questions to the teachers. Teacher will ask the question and they will answer. That means two-way communication. And in this way, fruitful communication, fruitful way of teaching, learning, delivery will happen in the classroom, right? That means for learning speaking, for developing speaking of the students, they need not go to coaching centers. They need not go to British Council. Teachers can make his classroom British Council. A teacher can make his classroom the center of English learning. A teacher can make his classroom a radio channel, a TV channel, if he or she is interested, if he or she really wants to develop his own speaking and the speaking of the students. Just he will deal with the same topic, deal with the same lesson, deal with the EFT, English for today. And on the basis of EFT, on the basis of the topic, on the basis of the thing, he can develop the speaking. One example, suppose a teacher wants his students to write a paragraph on their classroom, right? And if a teacher suddenly asks to write a paragraph on the classroom, most of the students will not be able to write it down because they don't know how to start. They don't know whether their sentence will be correct or not, right? In that situation, what a teacher can do, he can develop a series of questions, right? Suppose, how many doors are there in your classroom? How many benches are there in your classroom? How many windows are there in your classroom?
Key points.
How do you like your classroom? How do you like your classroom? Why do you like it? Right? And then one by one, you will ask the answers. Suppose, how many doors are there in your classroom? Rofik, can you tell how many doors? Rofik will say, sir, four. Four. That means he doesn't know to make a good sentence. In that case, teacher will add, yes, there are four doors in your classroom. There are four doors in your classroom. That means
Sir,
in this way, yes, sir.
uh, Masumbillah sir, I have a question to you.
Yes.
You are discussing about the teaching
Yes.
system in the class, but how can we improve our English teachers? And you know that there are so many institutions that have no English teachers at all, and some institutions have a poor number of English teachers, but in this situation, what can we do?
I have already said, sir. Suppose to deliver a particular lesson of class 6 or 7 or 8, 9, whatever you say, maybe 6 or 7, right? A teacher need not have masters in English, right? To deliver a particular lesson of class 6 or 7 or even 8, a teacher need not have masters in English. If you get a teacher who is having masters in English, most welcome, that's fine. But if you don't have, all the teachers studied English up to intermediate as a compulsory subject, isn't it? All the teachers.
More or
Maybe,
less.
yes, not more or less, sir, all the teachers.
Okay.
Maybe he's a mathematics teacher, he had to pass in intermediate, and till intermediate he studied English.
English.
Bengali teachers, he passed intermediate, and till intermediate he had to study English as a compulsory subject, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Everybody. And not only that, the many teachers studied English in the graduation level also, isn't it? So if you employ him, if you select him as an English teacher, you just give him particular topic. If you give him the job that you will have to teach English effectively. What is effectively? You will have to speak English in the classroom, and your English should be very much simple English, but try to speak. You will have to make the students speak English also. And how you can do that? First of all, you have to have serious preparation before going to the class on a particular topic, on a small lesson, right? In this way, he will develop himself gradually. But if you depend on only government training, government will give training and then I can become a good teacher, that will not happen in our country, right?
Right.
That will not happen. It will
Sir,
happen after 100 years.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
said that some teachers, all the teachers are capable of teaching English if
Most of the
he wants
teachers.
to
Possible. If
do.
Yeah,
possible.
most of the
But
teachers.
other teachers have other subjects and they are engaged in teaching those subjects.
Yeah,
But
yes, sir.
especially in English teacher needs in all educational institutions, you know.
Yeah, but
And I have a question to you that what is your suggestion? How can make the teaching profession attractive in Bangladesh so that uh, meritorious students come to this profession?
it is there is no shortcut answer to this question. It's a big question. You see, teachers' benefit in our country is not so suitable still, and not only that, teachers are not evaluated in the society, and this is not in our country. In many countries of the world, even in many developed countries, teachers are not highly honored, highly evaluated, right? Except there are few countries in the world where you see teachers are honored highly. But in most of the countries, teachers are not honored highly. Though teachers are contributing a lot to every nation. The similar thing is happening in our country also. So what we should do? First of all, we should be internally motivated. There are two kinds of motivation. One is external motivation. That means if we give them big amount of salary, handsome salary, people will come to teaching, but we cannot do that, right? Individually. We cannot do it in all the institutions. But what we can do, we can ask them, we can request them, we can training them how to become internally motivated. That means intensive motivation. Extensive motivation we cannot do. But what is intensive
Mr.
motivation?
Moderator, I think Mr. Matsambilla is an expert and specialist of English teaching and to teach, to train up the teen teachers.
Teacher.
His contribution is a must. But I have a question. You have a job under BRAC. What are the next program about the teachers improvement of BRAC? What are their programs, the next programs and improvement programs? If you kindly, if you tell us.
Currently, a program is running, and yes.
Sorry, sir. Before going to this question, I have we are going our asking in zigzag way, but from the core of our heart and cordially. No mention that. But I have another asking, another query to you, especially Masambilla sir. And do you think a teacher, a good English teacher, need to be knowledgeable for regarding ICT knowledge?
Definitely.
What did you think?
In these days,
explain it, please.
Yes, definitely, because teachers need to collect different sorts of materials from website, and he should know the different kinds of educational articles, right, published on website. In order to deal with website, in order to learn these things from website, teacher need to be well versed, need to be tech savvy, right? Definitely, he should.
And how we can get this knowledge? We can be skilled regarding ICT knowledge. If you have any easy suggestion or any
suggestions, it is not an easy suggestion, but one is first of all, he should have desire, he should have determination. I must know ICT. I must know how to deal with computer. First of all, a teacher should be determined.
That means mental dedication.
Exactly. He should have dedication. He should have sincerity. He should have determination. This is first. And second, institutionally, you can arrange 2 or 3 days training for the teachers so that they can learn the ABC of computer, ABC of ICT, right? And then they themselves can practice a lot. Just like riding a bicycle, wearing a shari, wearing tie. That does not happen learning the grammar of wearing a tie. Just give him a tie and he will do it in different way. And finally, he will learn how to wear a tie. Wearing shari. If you give them the grammar of wearing shari, they cannot learn how to wear a shari. But give them a shari. Similarly, riding a bicycle, right? Just give him a bicycle, and after 2 or 3 days, you see your children, your son is riding on bicycle very smoothly, right? But if you give him a grammar book on bicycle, how to ride a bicycle, but you are not giving a bicycle, he will not learn how to ride a bicycle. Similarly, if you teach them just how to use ICT, they cannot do it. Just give them a computer. Yes. make a scope for them to use computer. Finally, you see, after several months, you will be expert in computer. Okay.
Thank you, sir. And next, I am coming back to our Abul Bashar sir's question and your next program from BRAC Authority. And what is your
BRAC,
initiative?
BRAC has different kinds of programs, but it does not work beyond its own vicinity, beyond its own working area, right? BRAC has different kinds of programs, but you cannot be included there because they have different limited number of schools, limited number of areas, and different kinds of conditions, right? And currently, BRAC is working in Rangamati and Rangamati and Bandhaban districts, right? Both primary and secondary schools. And I conducted a workshop, conducted TUT, and conducted training also for the teachers. But currently, in other areas, this kind of training is available, right? Okay, thank you, sir.
But all the teachers in different corners from our from the different corners of our Bangladesh, teachers are looking at you. How we can get the assistance from BRAC, and in various places, various persons, various people discuss about your training, especially BRAC training is very much praiseworthy and very much beneficial. So you should. You should elaborate, you should add your dimension so that this program can cover all over the country. It is our request to you, it is our proposal to you.
Yes, I can contribute, I can join, I can work with you in this way, right? If you can give me a scope, but institutionally BRAC cannot do this thing because BRAC has different kinds of programs, different kinds of agenda, different areas, different conditions. That's quite different thing, right? Institutionally, I cannot give you guarantee that BRAC will work for you, BRAC will work with you because they have different agenda and BRAC authority. I'm not sure that they will work in this way.
But
They
it
have
is
different kinds.
but it is worldwide recognized NGO, especially for developing the education sector. That is why you should be very much contributor, very much serious, and as before, yeah, what you are doing to the education sector in our country, people, and also you made them benefited and make them skillful. And if you want to get the example from us, especially I can say I was also the trainer or the training receiver of BRAC, and I can obviously say that the thing which I have learned from BRAC, and we could not get scope in this type of learning from other sector of initiatives in our government and non-government sector.
Yes,
That is why this is it is our request to you to BRAC through you. Yeah, if you propose them for covering the countrywide research, it will be very much benefited, and it is very much honorable job for you, sir. And another thing, I don't know how the time is today, our remaining time. It is known to our Abul Bashar sir. But another question is that uh, how can a teacher simply uh, gather his quality and skill very easily and can apply our uh, uh, learners in the grassroots level, that means in the village school and village people. And your suggestion, please, sir. And I think you have a lot of preparations for developing the urban areas students and urban areas teachers. Yeah, if you give us some suggestion for developing their real life.
no,
In
Thank
teaching.
can
you.
you yes.
Masumbillah sir,
Yes, sir.
there are so many schools in
Yeah.
village area they have crisis of English teachers, and I think government should take steps to standard to upgrade the standard of these schools, and all the institutions should be govt, not NPO listed or private. All the schools should be govt, uh, and their values and their salary system, their others facilities should be the same with mm,
like other
urban
countries.
areas, schools, and government schools. And and so we can say that all the schools have the right, the same facilities, and not only the schools, but all the teachers have the right, our constitutional rights, to get the same facilities, salary, and others facilities, status, and standard, everything. Otherwise, our institution in the villages don't do the
We lag
same
behind.
activity, same teaching, same learning of the with the urban areas or govt schools. Thank you.
Masumbillah sir.
I think all the institutions should be got nationalized. All the schools and all the colleges should be nationalized, and then we make the same facilities, same standard of teaching, English teaching, and other teaching, everything. And now the situation is not the same. Private, APL listed, government,
Non,
and
non
many other systems
Lot
of
of differences.
institutions and facilities. One a teacher gets only 16,000 taka per month. Another teacher gets 60,000. Another teacher say
6,000.
get 5,000, and many teachers of honors, honors masters, teachers don't get any salary, and they work free work there, and
no.
and in this way, in this situation, we can't improve our education system, all the systems, and English teaching learning system, we can't improve in this situation of the education system. So our education system should be improved and moderated and world standard. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. That is our president's proposal is that all the teachers' conditions should be unified. Then our condition will be developed. No mention that. But I think our time is going to be finished very nearly. In this regard, I would like to request lastly our Masumbillah sir, and thank you very much for giving your valuable time in Shiক্ষক Union Online TV. Also, I am expecting your next sharing in this sector, in this talk show also. And finally, your valuable suggestion for developing our teachers in general way. Thank you, sir. Please.
Thank you. Thank you all.
In general suggestion, sir. Lastly, just some bullet points for our teachers.
I could
Thank
not
you, sir.
listen very clearly.
Okay, sir. And should I
Did you-
repeat?
Yes, can you repeat,
Okay.
please?
And finally, your valuable suggestion in bullet point for our general teacher, so that they can be knowledgeable, they can be good teacher, and especially for English teacher. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I like to what I should say. I am at one with Bashar sir. That means our education should be nationalized, right? In the secondary level, there are only 317 government schools for many years, and now only 683 government schools. That means only 2% schools are government, and the rest
2
of
or
the
3%.
schools are 2 to 3%, and the rest of the schools are non-government. That means the facilities, the salary structure are not uniform. So this is a big problem. This is a serious problem, and this is why teachers are not motivated, and things are not changing in this sector. But as a teacher, I cannot change it, and even you cannot change it. It's a national policy. The policymakers should take steps to change this whole situation. But why they'll do it? They'll have to be pressurized. They'll have to be motivated. They'll have to be convinced. How we can do that? We should think of it, right? This is number one. And number two, until and unless all the schools are nationalized, the whole education system is nationalized, don't we continue? Shouldn't we continue our education? Definitely we should. Even though we are not getting salary from the state, we should continue teaching, we should continue developing the nation, we should continue developing ourselves. So we should be sincere, we should be motivated. I'm intrinsically motivated, right? We should be true to our profession. We should go to the class taking serious preparation. If we do it, it will give us much benefit, much interest. And for the time being, we should do it. And side by side, we should try to convince unitedly to the people who are known as the policymakers. The policymakers must be convinced so that our education system is nationalized. Thank you. Thank you from my side for today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to serve the vote of thanks to our Honorable President Abul Bashar Hawladar, and also especially our love from the core of our heart to our Ms. Masum Billah sir. Actually, we are feeling very much praiseworthy condition today's topic, and you are a columnist, and at a time you are an educationist and also an expert regarding English language, and later on, I am expecting for your presence here, and several times I will call you. And here, I'd like to serve the thanks of all the viewers of the country, and also our President Abul Bashar sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Bashar sir, should we end this program?
Are we ending the program?
Yes, we are
Thank
agreed.
you. Thank you, all of you. Our discussion and this talk show is so much fruitful, and we for the next time we
We'll discuss.
have another program of English, and to improve our English teachers, English language in Bangladesh, and we compare with other countries how our English standard of English, and next time Mr. Masum Billah sir and Abu Bakar sir, you and other guests come here, and we can know so much about English. So thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.